Welcome back to News Geelong. With the revival of the scarf in the world of both men's and women's fashion, the Scarf Festival in Geelong is in its 5th year, exhibiting original handcrafted scarves created to reflect the maker's own unique experiences, and features awards for the best scarf in each of 11 categories. Meryl Friend reports.
I'm here at the National Wool Museum for the annual Scarf Festival. This year's theme is home. And when you think of a scarf, often it's just something to keep you warm in winter, but these are pieces of art and well worth coming to have a look. We were able to speak with the Director of the National Wool Museum, Patrick Fisher. The Scarf Festival for 2013 is already on an exhibition, and you are wearing the winner of the men's selection.
I am, and it is quite a pleasure to be wearing it too. There's the 321 absolutely phenomenal scarves from across Australia, all 7 states and territories, England and the United States. So it's fun to have a chance to come up every once in a while and sneak one on.
Look, these are works of art. Many of them are extremely wearable and most are for sale.
Yes, that's true. Most are for sale, and almost all of them are extremely wearable. There are a couple that are, I would say, architectural more than wearable, but they are phenomenal works of art from craftsmen of all walks of life, students, amateurs, professionals, individuals with disabilities such as sight impairment, and just a smattering of society from across Australia.
And this has been growing and growing year by year?
It has. This year is a record number of scarves for us. As I said, 321 from across Australia and overseas, so it's really quite delightful. And there's all kinds of materials. There's wool, there's cotton, there's silk, there's felting, there's knitting, there's crochet, there's sewing, and there are scarves that are wearable for every day, such as the men's scarf that I'm wearing now, or pieces like the scarf that we have here, which won the Minister's Award from the Honourable Heidi Victoria, Minister for the Arts, who came here, saw the collection of scarves, saw the exhibition, was so enthralled with it, and decided to give this particular scarf an award.
So this exhibition is on until when?
The 23rd of August, and we're open 7 days a week too.
From the National Wool Museum 2013 Scarf Festival, I'm wearing the Scarf of the Year. Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. The vexing question of public transport in and around Geelong and the Surf Coast remains a challenge, and the G21 Alliance is facing up to that challenge, as Meryl Friend reports.
Last month, G21 held a summit about public transport to help in their developing strategies for the future. We were able to speak with Elaine Carpenter, the CEO. Up, Elaine, on the summit on public transport that was held last month, what have the outcomes been from that?
We're absolutely delighted to have about 100 people turn up to our summit that was held at North Geelong at the Arena. This was the culmination of 5 forums that we'd had across the region in each of the municipalities to discuss what are our public transport needs in the G21 region, what are the gaps in service provision, and we were delighted to see so many people engage with the process and to point out the sorts of public transport that if they were going to shift from car to public transport, what they would like to see. And very interesting coming out of the conversations both in our forums across the region and in the summit was the need to expand services on the weekend. I don't think many of us are aware of how poorly serviced the region is on the weekend for public transport. This affects not only young people but elderly people as well. And so we were looking at how can we improve weekend services across the region. Lots of people were interested in using their car less but wanted the opportunity to park their car somewhere and to be able to access public transport, and we were quite inspired by Deakin University's trial this year of the shuttle bus service in between their Waterfront campus and their Warren Ponds campus, and people are actually parking at Belmont Common and some of them are even walking there, not bothering parking, to catch the shuttle bus, and it runs on the half hour, and it shows that people are prepared to use public transport if you make it easy for them. People were interested in getting real-time information at public transport stops, so for example at bus stops, so you know that there is a bus coming and it's 5 minutes away and it counts down, like the tram system in Melbourne. People are interested in having something like that in our public transport stops in the G21 region. People are interested in using technology. There's a lot of interest in getting an app for our region so that you could access public transport information via your smartphone. So of course it wouldn't replace the need for having, hard copy timetables and other ways of receiving information, but it's with so many people using smartphones these days, it's very useful that if you're caught in a situation and you want to know what public transport you can access, you can just find that out via your phone. So we know that in the G21 region, the further you are from the CBD of Geelong, the harder it is to access public transport across the region. For example, in Colac, there's only 3 trains a day, and they're in really, I suppose, inappropriate times or inconvenient times for people to actually stop using their car and get on a train. Not many students want to arrive at Marshall Station at 8 a.m. in the morning when their lectures don't start till 10 or even later. And at the end of the day, again, it's inconvenient to have to wait for ages to get your train back. So then people just jump in their car. So we're looking for opportunities to give people better access to public transport across the region. Our job now is to pull all this information together in a coherent way and make recommendations which will form a draft report which we'll release for further public comment in September. So as the people of the Geelong community, the G21 region, have engaged in the process already, we want them to look out for when we put it on public exhibition in September to give us further feedback. We want to get this as best as it can be, because we will use this in the lead up to the state election next year to lobby for better public transport services for our region.
From the G21 office, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. We'll see you on the buses. News Geelong is your program as we go to a break and return with more news after this.